replaced her so-called best friend. If this was how it was going to end then, so be it. 2 months after Emma left on one Thursday evening, something happened that I didn't see coming. I was minding my own business, scrolling through my phone while eating dinner when I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It read, "Hi, this is Marissa. I know Stacy lied about you. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a moment, trying to figure out who the hell Marissa was. The name rang a faint bell, something about a party Stacy and Emma dragged me to a couple of years ago. But why was she messaging me now? My first instinct was to ignore it, but something about the way she phrased it, "I know Stacy lied about you," made me curious. I replied, "What do you mean, what lie?" Her response came almost instantly. "About the cheating Stacy admitted. She made it up. I think you need to see the proof." The next day, I met Marissa at a small coffee shop downtown. She was already there when I arrived, sitting at a table near the window and fidgeting with her phone. I sat down across from her, feeling a mix of curiosity and dread. "Thanks for meeting me," she said nervously. "I wasn't sure if you'd even want to talk." "Yeah, well, here I am," I said. "What's this about Stacy lying?" She pulled out her phone and opened a text conversation. "I've been friend with Stacy for a long time, but after this I can't keep quiet anymore. You need to know what really happened." She handed me the phone and started reading. The messages between her and Stacy were jaw-dropping. "Stacy, OMG, Emma finally left him. She actually believed me, LOL. Poor F Marissa, what are you talking about?" "Is Stacy? I told her I saw him making out with some rando in his car. You should have seen her face, priceless party." "So wait, are you serious? Why would you do that?" "Stacy, because is a controlling jerk, and she's too dumb to see it. I had to help her." I kept scrolling, my hands trembling with anger. It got worse. "Face. Stacy, it's not like their marriage was going to last anyway. Emma's so gullible she'll believe anything I tell her." "Please, Marissa, this is messed up." Stacy, whatever, she's better off without him, and now I don't fave to hear about her perfect marriage anymore." Gag. I couldn't read any further. He handed the phone back to Marissa. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt. "She really said all that?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Marissa nodded, looking genuinely upset. "Yes, she bragged about it like it was some kind of accomplishment." I didn't believe it at first, but when she started mocking Emma for being too naive, I realized how twisted it was. I sat there trying to process what I just seen. Stacy hadn't just lied, she'd actively sabotaged my marriage and made fun of Emma in the process. She'd manipulated her best friend for no other reason than sheer entitlement and spite. "Why are you telling me this now?" I asked finally. "Why not earlier?" Marissa looked down at her coffee. "I don't know, I guess it was scared. Stacy can be intense, but I couldn't keep quiet anymore. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to Emma." I took screenshots of the messages and thanked Marissa for coming forward. On the drive home, I couldn't stop replaying the conversation in my head. I was just angry. I was furious at Stacy for being such a manipulative, entitled piece of work, furious at Emma for falling for it so easily, and furious at myself for letting Stacy get away with her crap for so long. But more than that, I felt validated for months. It'd been walking around with this cloud over me, head wondering if I could have done something differently. Now, I had proof that none of this was my fault. Stacy had set me up from the start, and Emma had played right in her hands. By the time I got home, my anger had simmered down into something colder. I wasn't going to lash out or throw accusations around. I know I was going to handle this the right way. First, I forwarded the screenshots to my lawyer with a quick note. "This is what really happened. Let me know how we can use it." Then I sat down and stared at my phone, debating whether to text Emma part off me. Didn't want to. What was the point? She'd already shown where her loyalty lay. But another part of me felt like she deserved to know the truth, even if it won't change anything. After a few minutes, I typed out a message. "We need to talk. It's important." Her reply came quicker than I expected. "What do you want?" He kept it short. "I have proof that Stacy lied. Can we meet? You need to see this." There was a long pause before she replied, "Fine, tomorrow afternoon." "Where?" I suggested a park near her new apartment. She agreed, and that was that. I didn't want to win her back. I wasn't interested in that anymore. But I needed her to know the truth, if only to clear me name. Part of me wanted to just shove the screenshots in Emma's face and Lethier deal with it. But I knew I needed to keep my cool. The last thing I wanted was for her to think I was being dramatic or emotional about this. When Emma finally arrived, she looked hesitant, almost nervous. She was wearing her usual casual outfit, a hoodie and jeans, but she didn't fave that confident air she used. "Tokari." She spotted me and gave a small wave before walking over. What's this about? She asked, her arms crossed defensively. I didn't waste any time. I pulled out my phone, opened the screenshots Marissa had sent me, and handed it to her. Read this. I said flatly. Emma looked at me confused, but took the phone and started scrolling. At first her expression was neutral, but as she read her face changed, her eyes widened, her mouth fell open, and by the time she reached the last message, she looked pale. She handed the phone back to me. With shaking hands, she lied. She whispered almost to herself, "Yeah." I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She lied about everything. She made up the story about me cheating just to break us up. And apparently, she thought it was hilarious. Emma sat down on the bench next to me, staring at the ground. I didn't know, she said softly. I didn't think she'd ever. You didn't think she'd ever lie to you? I interrupted, my voice sharper than I intended. That's the problem, Emma. You didn't think. You didn't even stop to question it. You just believed her and threw me under the bus. She flinched at me words, but didn't say anything. Do you know how humiliating it's been? I continued. My friends, my family, hell, even me coworkers started looking at me like I was some kind of dirtbag, all because you couldn't take 2 seconds to ask me what really happened. Tears started welling up in her eyes. I thought I was doing the right thing, she said. Stacy's been my best friend for years. I trusted her. Yeah, well, that trust just cost your marriage, I said bluntly. Emma looked up at me, tears streaming down her face. I'm so sorry, she said, her voice cracked. Kenji, didn't know. I swear I didn't know. That's the problem, Emma, I said, my tone softening, but still firm. You didn't know because you didn't even give me a chance. You trusted her more than you trusted me. That says a lot about how you saw this relationship. We sat there, insolent.